It is time to have a very serious discussion here in regards to who's a true main superstar at Real Madrid. Now, during this World Cup 2026, Real Madrid broke the all-time record for most goals by players from one club at a World Cup. And we saw three main players from the Real Madrid squad have a great World Cup campaign. Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe, and Vinicius Jr. Mbappe came through, scored 10 goals, around 10 goals. Bellingham with 7 goals. Vinicius Jr. with 4 goals. They had a great World Cup campaign. So it is clear that Real Madrid have three main superstars: Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., and of course, Kylian Mbappe. Now the question is, who do we build the team around at Real Madrid? Now, the past 2 years for Real Madrid have been an absolute failure. All these superstars, but something isn't clicking. And it's time for Real Madrid to understand and to pick one main superstar and build the team around that superstar. In my honest opinion, there can only be one de facto player a club builds their team around. We saw it decades ago with Zinedine Zidane, Alessandro Del Piero, Francesco Totti, Nedved for Juventus. And we see at Barcelona. Barcelona know who their key player is and build a team around them. For example, during the Messi era, we had Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, all world-class players. But who did Barca build a team around? It was Lionel Messi. So the fact where they moved Messi from the right wing spot to the false nine spot, back to the right wing spot, trying to accommodate where can we get the best out of our superstar, Lionel Messi. We saw with Ronaldinho back in the day, during Frank Rijkaard's era, they built a team around Ronaldinho and it had great success around that. And we currently see it with Lamine Yamal at Barcelona right now. They have built the team around him. They've moved Rafinha to the other wing and given Lamine Yamal where he wants to play and dictate and dominate the game. Now the problem at Real Madrid is that Vinicius and Mbappe play in similar positions, and they can't decide who do we prioritize, who do we build a team around. They also have Bellingham as well. Bellingham, during the 2024 Champions League winning campaign, he played more forward as well to success, and they dropped it back into midfield to accommodate Vinicius and Mbappe. However, having to accommodate so many superstars will be a failure. You got to pick one player. You got to pick one player that you feel we should build a team around. So we know that Bellingham, Mbappe, and Vini Jr. are world-class players. They've now proven it in the World Cup. They didn't fire on all cylinders apart from Mbappe last season. However, we've now seen their quality in the World Cup campaign. So now it's time to understand, okay, we have all these great players, but who do we build a team around at Real Madrid? Now, I'll be honest with you, and I'll be very transparent with you. There is one player you got to build a team around, and that's Kylian Mbappe. During the past 2026 World Cup campaign, I think, in my opinion, Mbappe showed the world that he is the best World Cup player of all time. Yes, he may not have won 3 World Cups like Pele, but the impact, the goals, the hat-trick in the 2022 final, him always being clutch in the World Cup knockout stages, shows that this guy is a superstar. And Real Madrid have to try and now get World Cup Kylian Mbappe firing at all cylinders at Real Madrid. How do we get the best out of World Cup Mbappe and get World Cup Mbappe to play for Real Madrid the same way he plays for France? We want that kind of Mbappe playing in Spain. Real Madrid should inspire and should push for that kind of Mbappe in Spain. Now, something isn't clicking at Real Madrid for all these superstars. Some of them want to play in the same position. Some of them don't want to compromise for the team. Well, I'll be honest with you here. The priority for Real Madrid is to build around Mbappe. Build around this guy called Mbappe. It's very clear that Mbappe is far ahead of Vini Jr. in finishing, in movement. I think Vini Jr. has Mbappe in dribbling, but in terms of game impact, being clutch, finishing, because at the end of the day, it's goals that win matches. You can have all the fancy tricks, all the step overs, all the flashy moves, but if you're not scoring goals and beating opponents, it's all useless at the end of the day. Mbappe scores goals, winning goals. He's a great finisher. He's a pinpoint striker. You have to build around the guy that scores the most goals and is able to impact the game in a very positive light. They need to build a team around Kylian Mbappe. And that means Vini Jr. and Bellingham playing a supporting role. Now, we saw it in previous eras in the Cristiano Ronaldo era. Cristiano Ronaldo by far being the biggest superstar and best player at Real Madrid. Benzema had to compromise. Benzema, although a great player, he had to make sure that he was supporting Ronaldo and scoring the goals and being clutch in certain games. And that benefited Real Madrid to great impact. They built the team around Ronaldo. We saw it during Mourinho's era, during Ancelotti's era, during Zidane's era. You pick one superstar and you build your team around that player. Real Madrid are trying to build a team around three superstars. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You pick one guy and you build your team, your tactics, your lineup around that guy to ensure that we bring the best out of that player. To ensure that we bring the best out of that player. It's just quite simple. Now, I think the World Cup 2026 was a great trial to see out of all these Real Madrid superstars who's the best. And I think Mbappe has shown that he is the superstar Real Madrid have to build around. Bellingham had a great World Cup campaign, so did Vini, but Mbappe is something else. He lives for World Cups. If Real Madrid can get the World Cup Mbappe form into the Real Madrid team, they may win the treble next season. They may win at least two trophies next season. They're missing that Mbappe France factor at the team. And the problem is that they've not built the team successfully around Mbappe. They've tried to accommodate all these three superstars. Well, listen, you pick one and you put around that team. Barca get it. Barca have built around Lamine Yamal, and they've been dominating Real Madrid domestically. And shout out to Barcelona. They have built around Lamine Yamal, and now they now dominate La Liga and the Copa del Rey. They understand that if you have a superstar and that person is a generational talent, you build around that player. You build around that player. Now, going into the 2026-2027 season, Real Madrid have to build around Kylian Mbappe. He is the de facto superstar. There can only be one superstar. They're all superstars, in my opinion. But if there's one guy that stands up above all the superstars at Real Madrid, it is Kylian Mbappe. You build around that player. He is the key superstar that could actually bring Real Madrid back to the top again. They need to build around that player. So those are my thoughts around who the true superstars at Real Madrid, and we'll see what happens in next season. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Shirtless Match Day. Appreciate it. Thank you.